happen. But then let's even talk about, so let's say I have the Cob Show and I've done this and I've done that. Being a church girl, right? A lot of times, even when I've been doing radio for 7 years, oh, is it going to be a gospel show? No. Because when you go up, you know what I mean? And even from your age and younger, I was always Little Biscuit, that's my nickname, but the church girl, so of course growing up and all of that, and then you're trying to not merge out of the church, but you're trying to transition and be yourself, but still take that, because look, the people know I'm in church. I don't go pray, but when they meet me, they know I'm talking about God and all, everything. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the church will keep you like, don't sing that. The CD better be about Christ. How did you come across any of that, especially with your music?
Well, one, because when I first recorded my first song, I was 15, about to turn 16. So it was a constant reminder from either my parents, my grandmother, or just my friends, you have to be appropriate. Like, that is going to be a reminder.
Yeah.
It still is. Like, I'm not inappropriate. Like, none of my music is inappropriate. I have said one word you wouldn't hear in the Bible in my song.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I'm cursing the whole song. Like, it's not rap. It's nothing like vulgar or extreme. Like, I don't ever go to any extremes with my music because that's not me.
Yeah.
But I'm not singing.
Yeah, and that's one.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, like, I'm not singing gospel music.
Yeah, and I think that's
in the church, but some Christian will listen to it.
Yeah. Listen, the Christians that listen to the Lil Wayne channel listen to it. Because a lot of times, even with growing up and mentoring young girls, or even, adults my age who say, wow, you have really done a great transition of being yourself, being able to follow your dreams, mm-hmm. and still be in the church, right? Yeah. Because a lot of times, I know, and you're 17, but like you said, grandma and them would say, okay, be appropriate. And that's old school, because it's in us. So it's kind of like, well, I already know it's embedded in us. I know what not to say, what not to do, but sometimes you have to follow your own path, because sometimes you never want to regret or be like, dang, y'all hold me back, or because people just have to trust. And sometimes the old school, not that, because the old school is what keeps us. And I'm encouraging you as well, because again, being a young girl who has all these dreams and aspirations, and knowing it can be like, ooh, I don't want to do that, but it's not in us to be nasty or inappropriate. So it's always how Cob is a class act, and I see that you have that in you, that you're a class act, but you're talented.
Yes.
And I just encourage you, because when you said you grew up in church, I said, okay, yeah, because that might be a struggle for you, being like, oh. And then some people in the church might be like, well, oh, then I'm backsliding. No, because at the end of the day, guess what? When you're going on tour, because that's where you're going, you're going to be on tour, what you have learned in the church, mm-hmm. you're going to take that integrity, those prayers, God with you, and by Him, because He blessed you with all those talents. I always tell people, when He blesses us with these talents, it's not just for us to sit like this. It's for us to go in the world and then minister through whatever kind. You ain't got to be like, you just heard my song, Phenomenon, and then be like, well, God said, no. You might just be having a conversation. You might be having a conversation with a friend who was or somebody at your concert, and they might be like, that really blessed me. And then mm-hmm. that's your way, because that hits you, be like, you know what? God is how it happens with me. So I just want to say that. I want to encourage you, just, definitely be yourself and never feel like you got to stay in that box. It's hard, child.
That is one thing about the music industry that I noticed from age probably like 10 to 17. The symbol of sex is pushed specifically on artists. Like having to show off your body and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what you see in the most popular artists, like in this day and age. But that's one thing that I feel like separates me, because I'm never forcing it. I'm never trying to give off being a sex symbol. Like that's not something that I aspire to be.
Don't even.
So yeah,
don't
I really
even.
try to separate myself by not feeding into it.
Yeah. And I'm glad about that, because even I was like, oh my gosh, she had a baby. So you know what, your parents and grandparents and church family or cousins or whoever in church, they should take so much pride and joy in that, because even when people have asked me to be in Black Men magazine, I said, or asked me because I stood for Jesus. I'm not getting no Black Men magazine and the like a video chick. I've been asked to do all that since I was, young girl, but that was never me, just because you have the look. Like, you have the look. You get what I'm saying? You can put this on, but I'm glad that you are like, I was like that. No, that's not me. That's not me. So that's a great quality that you have within yourself. So let me ask you this. How are you navigating when you go to school, right? Mm-hmm. You're Jimani Luv. You go to school. How are you dealing with the haters? And even the people that may be trying to befriend you because of where you're going. Because you're going to get, I'm trying to teach you some lessons too. You're going to get that. We do. I am sitting here listening and smiling so hard my face hurts. Is that your mom, Patricia?
That is my aunt, actually. That is my aunt.
Oh, auntie. So how are you dealing with that?
When I was physically in school, I could differentiate. Okay, I want to give a shout out to my older sister, Kayla Holmes, because she taught me at a very young age. I'm going to walk into high school with a fat load of friends, and I'm going to leave with like 3. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
so shout out to her for letting me know ahead of time. Like, freshman, because I'm a senior now, freshman to sophomore year, I was not doing music. The summer before I became a junior, I released my first song on the first day of school.
Oh, Lord, you really tried it.
It was the support and the backlash. Like, it was a lot of, she thinks she all that, but it was also, she's really good. I chose to listen to the she's really good because she thinks she all that doesn't matter. Like, I was like, all right, I am, thanks. Like, I wasn't openly critical, but in my head, I know my worth.
Exactly. And that's just, I always say that even with haters and people like that, they're just people.
Stop buying fireworks. Oh, look, I'm still recording. She just gave a shout out to you. Did you hear it, Jordan?
It gets worse and worse.
I'm sorry. Come on, Parker, get in here.
You have, the people helping you through that now. You can just fine, child.
Yeah, I actually quarantined.
She asked her, how are you dealing with
I'm on Instagram,
people,
Snap,
school, and she was
Twitter.
Like, shout out to my older sister, Kayla Holmes. She told me,
people from
go
all
in high school, you're going to have a boatload of friends. When you leave, you're going to have 3. And she was exactly
over quarantine. Over some really petty reasons. And it made me feel like they had some underlying things going on. And it made me realize, like, that just comes along with it. So, hey.
It comes along with it. It comes along with it. And sometimes God sets you apart and you'll never understand, like, hey. But that's just because, not that they're not special, but sometimes God sets you apart and everybody can't go with you and you can't go with everybody. And some, even down the line as you get older and as you go here, because I can speak through experience, it is lonely sometimes. But just know that God is preserving you and He's probably also protecting you. And as long as you have your core, you'll be just fine. You'll be like, dang, what did I do?
Yes.
years. Well, 5 years is good because you're 17.
Yeah.
Oh. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself with a bunch of music out. I don't want to set the bar too high, but I'm trying to push for at least 4 or 5 15-song albums. You know, really working. A couple EPs, a couple projects, a couple song placements in some movies, some TV shows. Insecure.
Okay.
I want to be insecure so bad. I want one of my songs so bad. And I see my name being in all countries.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that you are you're setting the standard high for yourself. Please sit down. I say 100. You're like, dang, child. I'm like, well, you might be up all night, but 100. But that is great because you're 17 now. I can't even back it. Like, Lord, I'm 8 and 9. Look at her now. You making me smile, and I'm like, oh, no, Warren, that's my little sister. I don't think you're I'm right on the. But that is so amazing that you're like, okay, I want this. I want to have these many songs. I want to have my song in movies.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of times people don't say that. On tour, a business owner and riding mama and her I know that's right.
That's
Come on ahead, Tesla. Give me one, too. Matter of fact. Now, let me ask you this. So, okay, so 5 years, songs, and everything. Now, do you want to be signed, or would you rather stay independent?
Okay. See, that concept, I'm still like, because one thing I think people don't understand about being signed, yes, a record label is a big push. They are a machine formulated and made to make you a star. Yeah. But along with becoming a star comes with contracts. And along with contracts comes with the way you're regulated. Like, I feel when you sign, you are like a piece of work. Like, you're not considered an artist anymore. You are a business. Like, you are a money machine. And when people start viewing you as currency more than for your artistry, that's where I feel like it gets a little tricky. And I personally would rather partner with a record label and collaborate and ensure them that they will get their money's worth out of me because I'm worthy. But signing away my whole career, like, I can't do that. So until I'm of stature and I'm established, even more than I am now, I'll shoot for a partnership and stay independent.
Yeah. I love that. You're like, okay, let me stay independent and really get up here. And then even if a label does come to you, you'll say, well, look, I've done this without a label. So now let me tell you what I want. Instead of you being like, ooh, you know, some artists are like, ooh, and sign anything and sign your wig, your nails away, your house away, everything away. And then you in these videos, diamonds and everything, and you older than that. You got to recoup all that, and it won't read like Mayweather. You're definitely screwed. Exactly. So look, oh my God, 17, and you up, girl. You on your way. You're your own lawyer and everything. You already know. I so love it. Now let me ask you this. I didn't know Trump. If you can get, well, maybe I didn't send him Promise. But tell me about the song Promise.
Problems was the first release song. Yes. Problems was the first release song, but the first recorded song was already. Besides the point. That was the song that came out the first.
And that song gave me, I can hear it. Okay.
What were you saying?
It's glitching. I think it's glitching. I can hear the influence of Jasmine Sullivan even in that song.
You could?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It's like it was glitching. It was glitching. Yeah, so I was saying I can hear a lot of your music influences in that song. I really loved it. I was listening to it the other day. I was like, this girl. That's the first video I went to look at to see. I was like, Warren sent me your stuff. I said, well, let me go check her out. And I was like, yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my God. Just such a mature art. Girl, you on your daggone way. You on your way. So let me ask you this. Talking about labels, Empire. Would you have now? Tricky question. Would you have done Empire if you had the chance? And you know that that was a 360. Is it a 360 deal?
Yes. That's a 360. Yes, it is. I know for a fact that when you're signed to a 360 deal, 360 is full circle. They're getting, and it's not even because I don't want to sound money hungry. It's not even about money. If you're an artist and someone is looking at you and they want the full pie of your artistry along with the benefits,
Yeah.
no. No.
That's crazy.
No,
you know what? No. Come on, it ain't about money.
The only way I would ever sign a 360 deal is if I live in a tree. And I need a place of shelter, food, water. And I don't need that. I have it. So no. I'd never sign a 360 deal.
Good. Look, I was like, let me see, because I was like, she know her stuff, but let me see if she would say, oh yeah, I'm like, now you know that's a worst deal. Jimani, let me tell you this. It has worst one. It has been an absolute joy with all the technical difficulties I had tonight with my connection and had to move from my backdrop. Mm-hmm. Talking to you has been an absolute joy. I am happy for you. Look, I'm like, oh my goodness. Outside of here, when Roman's over, when Auntie Rona roams on, I would absolutely love to come because I know you're gonna I'm looking for after Corona leaves that you're gonna have some kind of unplug, even a release party, and Ty Cobb needs to be there or hosting it. That's full extra large. I am looking forward to seeing you in person and really, really seeing you perform. You're an amazing, amazing young lady with a good head on her shoulder, and that again starts from your roots in church. And I'm so happy for you because I'm like, oh my God, you know, you're in music. You know, I see so much of myself from, you know, being young and having all these talents and things like that, and not allowing the industry or people to change you or make you something that you're not. And I want you to stick to that, keep to it, and I'm excited to see where God is going to take you. And you already know to put him first in every single thing you do, and he's going to direct your path, and you are the head and not the tail. You already know that. Please, Sam, and don't be dealing with no dummies. No dumb niggas. Listen, I want you to tell everyone where they can find you and what's your next move, even in this quarantine.
You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, SoundCloud under the tag Jimani Luv, JIMANILUV, and Instagram. Jimani X Love, not Jimani Luv, Jimani X Love. And my next move, to be recent, I'm posting a singing video tomorrow. So,
all right.
More current, I'm posting a singing video tomorrow. It's gonna be vibey like my last one. So, yeah, posting a singing video.
I love it. Ooh, okay, I love it. I might have to send you some stuff for my clothing line so you could go ahead and wear it in your video. Thank you again, beautiful, for being on the Church Talk. Listen, you don't fly guys, it's fly auntie. No, I'm be the big sister. I don't want to feel old. Oh my God. Well, I got an 18-year-old brother now. Oh, he's a good boy. He's about to go to the Marines. Listen, Auntie, I'm on him. She's pretty and she got a nice head on her shoulders. I might have to hook her up with my brother.
Oh,
Jimani, it was a pleasure, sweetie. Stay. I think you stuck. You stuck. You stuck
no,
again.
I can hear you.
Is Jimani? Oh, okay. Stay safe. Look, have your hand sanitizer. Make sure you're healthy. Thank you so much, sweetie. Everybody, please go.